About 5 years ago, a vision began to grow within me, this idea of what if we invited friends who are songwriters to come to Living Room and to listen to the song that's already being sung.
And the idea was actually to take a group of artists and songwriters and experience something together, and then right after experiencing that thing together, writing songs based off those experiences. At the Living Room, they're always confronting hard and living within it, and I think they're always living in real life. And so we got to experience just walking through the facilities in Kimbilio, and one of the first people we met was Marcus.
Marcus is a little boy who came to Kimbilio Hospice when he was 4 or 5 years old, and he was born with a genetic skin condition that caused his life to be marked by significant suffering.
It took everything in me not to cry, because the first thing you see is his skin, but when I leaned into his eyes, it really opened up his soul.
Still in the midst of his pain, you can just see his joy. He was wrapped in bandages, but he was laughing and communicating and creating space for all of us to hang out with him.
So we were in chapel, and I sat next to Marcus, and he's quiet, he was focused, but he was smiling, which was something that was so unusual for him. And at the end of that worship time, I asked him, "Are you ready to go back to the hospice?" And he said, "No." And he was speaking in Swahili, said, "Nataka kuimba," I want to sing.
The natural assumption was we'd find something close to what he likes and sing it out. I remember leaning in and asking him the name of the song, and he wanted to scroll through my phone and find the song for himself. It ended up being High Hopes by Panic at the Disco, and I was like, oh, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Marcus!
You know, he was always alert, but he never said more than 2 words. And then this moment happens.
Had to have high hopes for a living, shooting for the stars, but I couldn't make a killing.
And then he starts singing this song, and all of us, our jaws drop.
High hopes for a living, didn't know how, but I always had a feeling.
I don't know how to describe it, but it felt as much of a miracle as anything I've ever experienced in my life. This child who didn't speak a word of English had found this song about hope.
Mama said, don't give up, it's a little complicated.
He knew every single lyric.
What's so funny is I know that song pretty intimately because of my relationship with that song. A couple years ago, I was a part of a TV show, a singing competition, and one of the songs that I sang was High Hopes by Panic at the Disco. Actually ended up being my elimination song, the song that did not get me through the next round. I just remember everyone said, that's not your elimination song anymore. You know, that's your song that you got to sing with Marcus and to hold this moment with him.
That moment showed us that our music became a universal language, you know, that it transcends our inability to communicate.
Then we broke up into groups afterwards, and we started writing in response to this song about hope. And what we ended up writing was a song that's entitled Tumaini. It talks about high hope.
I know we tried to piece together the verses to paint the journey that Marcus was on, but for me it was when the chorus just came in an instant.
Tumaini langu li kwako, you are my hope.
The melody, the lyrics, the semantics of how you are going to sing it, I think that was God really in that moment giving us that song.
It captured this moment that we all experienced so beautifully. It was honest, and it was joyous, and it was all inspired by what had just happened.
My only hope.
About 6 months after we wrote this song, Marcus, one night, he got seriously sick, and our team at the hospice, they did everything they could to take care of him, and he ultimately passed away.
I remember getting the news that he had gone to be with the Lord, And there was definitely like a sobriety felt and a reflection.
He opened up the world to us, and in ways that we can never even imagine.
I didn't go there and leave the same. And the spirit of Marcus and the spirit of what God is doing there is something that teaches me how to do every day, even where I am.
You know, God was gracious to us to give us a window of time to actually get to experience Marcus as not just his disease. He was more than a skin condition. He was a child. And that God had met him in such a unique way. You know, as we remember him, just think about the legacy that this song, what it holds.